Yo, it's Remember the Show. Slick with the flows, where the sparring can go. Who's gonna be on, man, you never will know. Guess you better tune in, cause we live from Chicago. Belal Muhammad, that's the king of the tweets. Jason Anik looks like John, step his hands to his feet. Every Thursday, we gon' give you a treat. It's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat. And retweet, and retweet, and retweet. And retweet, it's Remember the Show, hit play and repeat.
Happy Thursday night. It's Remember the Show, episode 26. I'm Jason Anik, joined as always by the prominent welterweight contender, Belal. Remember the name, Muhammad. Dude, if I could say remember the name just all night, remember the name. I got my brother in my ear. I love saying your nickname. What's up, Bully?
What's up, brother?
Dude, you're in Vegas.
Week off, it always feels good to be right back at it.
I hear you. Sorry I missed you for the live. You know, my wife with a second COVID shot was just down for the count. So, you know, got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old girl. We had to shift gears. But anyway, bro, so you're in Vegas. You're in Vegas. Big night for you Saturday night, but not in the octagon. A little desk debut. It beckons. The call for Belal Muhammad. You fired up?
Man, I'm super excited. And it's always cool when you get picked up in the airport and the guy's like, oh, so who you fighting? And I was like, nah, I'm working the desk. Oh, really? Oh, and it was cool. The guy was like, awesome. Like, oh, no way. That's cool. I like watching your stuff. He said he watched the podcast. So it was cool that he said that.
Well, it'll be nice for you to work with. You're working with Karen Bryant, so you're working with a professional. It's in a huge step up from me, which will be good for you. You know, she'll be teeing you up in different ways. And Alan Joban, right?
Yeah. I'm working with Karen and Alan. You know, my UFC debut was against Alan. Now my desk debut is with Alan, but I'm not gonna lose this debate. Don't worry. We're gonna. I'm gonna represent RTS really good.
No doubt, man. Well, we're excited for you, man. And, you know, just relax, go with the flow. You're going to be great, man. Can't wait to watch it. So, dude, what a show we have tonight. For those who don't know, Kayla Harrison, Julianna Pena. I mean, dude, it's such an exciting time for both of them in their careers right now. I just, it's a big night for Remember the Show. I think we're going to look back at this episode and be like, dude, we had them on May 20th. You know, it's pretty exciting tonight.
Yeah, that's literally when John even posted it. He's like, man, if this is true, this is big. And I'm like, oh no, it's true, it's true. We get the big people at this show. But I was like, you know, both of them are like super competitive too, because even both of them. Because I trained with Julianna, and Julianna was like, what are the questions gonna be? And I was like, yeah, don't worry, this is gonna be fun trivia. And then even Kayla was just like messaging me like, hey, I'm watching episodes of the show. Okay, I'm excited now. I'm like, all right.
I love it.
You don't have to study, bro. I'm like, all right, cool.
I love it. Well, we'll get you warmed up here for your desk debut, but dude, you believe you're fighting in 3 weeks? I mean, it's nuts, man. I mean, you get through Ramadan, now you can drink and eat and sort of get back to normal training, but I assume you are in full bore 3 weeks away, all focus on Damian Maia and your training.
Yeah, it feels super good, especially like this week where you feel the difference now. Now it's like, all right, now I can drink water in between rounds, and then I can just go that extra pace afterward and be like, all right, well, let's go. Practice ends. All right, let's go for a jog now. They're like, dude, what the heck's wrong with you? I'm like, dude, now I can drink now. Now we're on the same level, and you guys are just being soft. So it's like, it feels good. I'm excited, and it's like, after seeing Jacare get tapped out, it's like, all right, well, a big name like Jacare, you never thought he'd get tapped out. And now you're going to see a big name like Maia, like, whoa, maybe I'll go for a submission. Maybe I'll jump guard on him.
Dude, you'd say tapped out, and I'm imagining, like, you know, what I would do if my dude didn't even flinch getting his arm snapped. You know?
He was so. You ever saw his older? He had an old gi match.
Yeah,
he broke his arm and then he just put it in his thing just because he knew he was gonna end up winning out points. Like, guy's tough. Even when he didn't flinch at all. He was probably like, "What are you guys stopping to fight for?" Dude,
it's unbelievable.
Out of place.
Dude, hearing it back though, that's tough. Well, I read some. I forget as a doctor, but just something about, you know, Weidman's injury was obviously brutal to watch, but it seems like Jacare's the recovery from this injury at that age to his arm there, I think, is going to be maybe too much overcome from what it sounds.
Yeah, and especially when you're at that point too, especially like it looks like he's been losing a little bit too much now, and I feel like this was one of those fights where they're like, well, we'll see if you still got it, and then you get tapped out, or you get your arm broken. It's like, you know, right. Maybe you should just hang him up and just do like jiu-jitsu matches. Jiu-jitsu tournaments and things like that. Be a coach now, because like I said, I hate seeing older guys that were like monsters back in the day, and then now like the new generation only sees them losing. So like the new generation won't go back and rewatch videos of them and how he killed guys and things like that. Like they're just gonna look at this like, this guy's a good jits guy. He just got his arm broken. What the heck?
That's interesting, man. I hear you. You know, dude, that whole night, man. So our director, Cody Merrow, is in Houston for his birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. So he's in there for the building. I guess he's got his Chandler jersey. So let's jump to this main event where, dude, it's like Charles Oliveira is the lightweight champion of the world, and he almost got knocked the fuck out in round one. It's this game is just nuts, man. It's just an inch here or there. And to be honest with you, my take, and I didn't watch it back, but to me, I can't stop thinking about Sandhagen and just the mental focus. And for me, Chandler, at the beginning of the second round, I just saw a slight mental, you know what, where he just wasn't ready for what was coming, and that's it.
Yeah, I was thinking it literally. I think he was so focused in that first round. He looked so good, came out hard. Even what's his face? I mean, Oliveira took his back, and I'm sitting there like, why is Chandler slamming him backwards? Because you're only going to get deeper in there. But I'm like, well, he obviously trains with like some of the best jiu-jitsu guys. He trains with Gilbert Burns and them guys down there in Florida. So I'm like, well, he obviously did the work to get out of there. So once he got out of there, I'm like, all right, he's safe now. Get out of there. And all of a sudden he rocks him, and I'm like, man, his hands he's so explosive with his power. But then I'm like, why the heck are you going in his guard? Like, you could finish him. Let him stand back up and finish him. And then he's staying in his guard. He's just so confident. And then in between rounds, like, you see him, like, Henry Roof come up to him. You're looking great, beautiful. And I don't know. Like you said, I felt like he got a little bit too comfortable. Like, all right.
I agree.
Like
drinking a little
over.
Yeah, little Michael Chandler Kool-Aid. And look, no disrespect. I'm not a fighter, believe me. But it every moment mentally is so crucial for you guys, man. Every moment.
Literally every second. What I tell people in there too is like, once you start thinking a little bit in there, that's when you're going to start losing, honestly, because like you just want to go based off instincts. You don't even want to think. I don't want to get distracted by anything, but maybe for that one split second, I'm about to be champion. Like he probably rocked him like second round. Man, I really got this. Like, it's over. Now I got this. Maybe that little thought in his head, but he didn't know that he got a freaking Terminator on the other side. Like Oliveira's one of those guys that, he'll folds a lot when he starts breaking. Paul Felder hit him with the elbows and he just started folding. Then you saw him in that second round come out a different guy. Like, he wasn't that same old Oliveira, young Oliveira, where when somebody hits him, he breaks. When Anthony Pettis hit him to the body, he broke. When he got in the guillotine with Anthony Pettis, tapped out. It's like, he's not that same guy. I think that all those fights, those lows, they made him to the man he is right now. I think he's like the best guy in the lightweight division right now.
I hear you. And I know I'll go back to Sandhagen against Aljamain Sterling. I believe the loss to Sterling will be what catapults Sandhagen to being champion. I really believe that. I think that sort of moment for him will be the biggest learning moment of his career. We'll see. But, dude, unbelievable. Oliveira, yeah, there he is.
Hey. So I wanted to make a point about this 155-pound division because coming into the fight, everyone was saying, oh, like Michael Chandler versus Oliveira, like, do these guys deserve to fight for the title? Like, is this the right match? Yada, yada, yada. But now after Oliveira won, nobody's sitting around here saying that the belt is undeserved. So I just wanted to get your guys' take on that. And if I'm off base with that point, let me know.
Belal?
No, I mean, for me, if you look at the guys that Oliveira lost to, he's literally only lost to the best of the best. Max Holloway, Anthony Pettis, Frankie Edgar. I mean, even Jim Miller caught him with a leg lock, but that was when Jim Miller on the ground as a monster. So it's like, he's not like he lost to anybody that hasn't been ranked in the top 5 at all. Like, he's lost to the best of the best. And I've always said it from the beginning, like, Oliveira has been in this game for so long. He's a monster. It's just like, and he's a finisher too. I think it's just more so that he doesn't really speak English. The fans aren't attracted to him yet like that. But like, if you look at the people in Brazil, if you saw that parade, like the people over there, they love him. Like, you're hearing stories of him. They say that he buys kids toys, he buys families food. Like, he's that guy over there in the favelas that's like giving back to his community. And that's the thing I love the most, is when you don't need the whole world to love you. As long as the people that are around you, the country you're from, they love you and you're really giving back to them, that means more than anything. That's a true champion, honestly. And I feel like he earned it. Like, he paid in full. Like Dustin Poirier always says, like, he's been through the trenches, and I'm glad that he came out on top.
I hear me. So am I. And you see Ngannou go to his homeland, how great that is. And for Oliveira, I mean, I think ultimately this division was really difficult to shake out after Khabib. And for this guy to have risen to the top, I think it's perfect. It's hard to look at Michael Chandler and not think he's deserved the opportunity, because I just think he's a stud and I think he's a great fighter. And, you know, Ferguson saying Dana White privilege. I mean, look, someone got the spot. It is what it is. We'll see how it shakes out from there. Certainly, I think it'd be likely it's going to be the winner of McGregor Poirier that gets it. But dude, I'd like to see Gaethje maybe get a shot right now. I mean, to me, the division's great. I'm thrilled Oliveira. He deserves it. With 28 UFC fights, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, raise it up.
And he's finishing. Look at his finishes. He's got like the record for most submissions. And I'm sitting there like this guy's a killer. And you're looking at Tony Ferguson where, you know, Tony Ferguson obviously he can be mad now. You know, he can sit there and go back and say, well, I was on a 9-fight win streak. I never got a real title fight and stuff like that. But it just didn't work out in those scenarios. I feel like for Michael Chandler, like timing is everything. Like he came in at the right exact time. Poirier got the offer first. He said no. So then obviously they had to look to somebody else who would be next. And, you know, this new guy comes from Bellator. He had a great knockout in the his first fight at the UFC against Dan Hooker. Like, opportunity knocked, and he.
Yep. So anyway, moving along. So, dude, the rest of that fight card was just bananas. Ray Longo said on the Anik and Florian podcast, he just couldn't say enough about overall how good the card was. I mean, so I got to ask you, you know, so the Burgos getting knocked out by Barbosa, that delayed knockout. I mean, like, I know everyone's got a take all week, but dude, like, I don't know what's going on in the brain in those seconds, man. That's a real hard one for me to watch if you want to know the truth.
Yeah, honestly, that was a little bit scary. I was sitting there like, wait, what just happened right now? Because we were watching it live, and you're like, you didn't really notice it. He got hit with it, then all of a sudden he backed up, and then like 2 seconds, 3 seconds later, that's when it kicked in. And you're like, there's something going, like there's something wrong, not. Like something happened in the body that shouldn't be happening. And, you know, you usually see a delayed reaction with like a body shot. And, you know, body shot's one of those things where even in practice, when you knock somebody out with a body shot, it's kind of like, ha, 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 you know, I got you with a body shot, good. But when you're hitting somebody to the brain like that, it's like, you know, that's going to take years off your life. And you're like, whoa, like, what is that? Like, what just happened right there? Like, are we going to see this more? Is there going to be like repercussions from this? What's happening?
Then you know, just all the blows he took. I mean, the chin on that guy. You know, you watch, and Dominic Reyes a couple weeks back. Like some of these guys' ability to take these blows. It's like sometimes you'd rather see him go out and not just continue. You know, he got. You know, it could have been the accumulation. Who knows what? And Barbosa to just. You know, how about for Barbosa just the resurgence but weight class looks perfect. Looks just so good physically. He may make another run.
Man, I'm excited for him. He's now like you can tell he's excited too. You know, he got a new contract. He's sitting there talking about, man, me against Jair would be a great fight. Me against Zabit would be a great fight. Me against Max Holloway would be a great fight. You're like, this guy is hyped up. He wants to fight. And the way he looked super good. His boxing never looked crispier. His leg kicks are still there. Like everything looks good. Like the weight cuts, I don't think he bothering him. I think he got it down packed right now. And man, he looks like a contender. Like I want to see who they give him next. If they give him Max Holloway, I want to be mad at it, but it'll be interesting to see if Max Holloway takes those leg kicks. That'll be a great one.
I hear you. Well, you know, he certainly took some punches against Burgos, which I, you know, anytime you can sort of get through a tough beating, you know, because that's, you know, when he said to Burgos, they were talking after the fight, he said, you hit one shot on me, it goes the other way. I mean, that fight was great. They each got $75,000, well deserved. So anyway, we'll move to the Bics. I mean, obviously Dariush, amazing performance. Ferguson, unfortunately, that's it. 12 in a row and now 3 losses.
That's hard to see. Where I feel like I don't think Dariush is getting the credit he deserves. I feel like he dominated him, and then you know Dana White even said, "Well, you're not going to win a lot of fans with that type of fight." But I'm like, it was so easy for him to take him down super easily, and he was controlling him super easily. And even if he did finish him, any normal person would have tapped out to that heel hook. So it's like
I hear you.
That was a finish right there. But Tony Ferguson's just nuts. But like if the game plan's working, why would you want to go away? Why would you want to go brawl with Tony Ferguson for it when you're taking him down super really easily? And for a guy like Tony, who's, you know, he said that wrestling was his first sport and he was an amazing wrestler and this and that. Like, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't look like he wrestles anymore. I feel, you know, when you go so long as being your own coach and you think you run your own practices and things like that, like you feel like you're too good to do those type of things, to go back in the trenches and really have a coach push you and be like, all right, let's get these wrestling rounds in, let's get these boxing rounds in, let's get these MMA rounds in. But when you're on your own coach and you're like, you pick and choose what you want to do, I feel like that's where he's falling off, where he doesn't have somebody looking at him and saying, well, your technique right here is wrong. Mm-hmm. And now you're starting to see him, all right, well, now he's starting to get hit more.
Yep.
You saw him hit more in the Gaethje fight, but now you're starting to get taken down super easily and controlled on the ground more. Like, why is that happening? Because I feel like he doesn't have a head coach that's telling him, yo, you need to change this technique, you need to change that technique, you need to change this, because, you know, you're not young anymore. So when you're older, that's when you need technique. You need to be a Glover Share where, like, your flawless technique is what's winning you fights.
Yep. So anyway, we got to move to the. I know we'll get a fresh preview from you on the desk on what is it, Friday night? We're gonna see you.
I think Friday tomorrow we'll be at 8:00 at the pre-show, the weigh-in show.
Beautiful. Well, we'll see you then. But for now, you know, we're gonna get to the Bics and give the real fans some love. So are you wearing? I know we're not going to wear Crocs on the set. We know that. Are you going to wear Jordans on the set? Maybe you're not going to wear Jordans. You're going to wear nice shoes, aren't you?
Just know that I went to Nordstrom to buy a suit, and I was like, the lady got me. Like, she literally she saw me. She was like, all right, I got this guy for sure. She like just told me on everything. Oh, you're gonna look good. Oh, you're on TV. You didn't tell me you're on TV. All right, we're gonna do this, this, and this. You gotta wear this. This is like what's in right now. Oh my God, you got muscle. You got muscle. This is beautiful. This is gonna look perfect on you. And she's like dressing me up, and all of a sudden I see the price tag after it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be making any money in this gig right now. So it's gonna be breaking out even, but I'm gonna look good though. I'm gonna look real good.
Absolutely, and then we'll get some post-fight bonuses on June 12th to pay for the suit. So we're good. All right, so Bullies Bics clean 60% in the year, as beautiful graphic shows there at the bottom, 66-42, 66-44, and 2. So we got a tight 3-pack as usual. UFC Vegas 27, Font versus Garbrandt. Prelims at 4 Eastern. Yeah, you got a little nick on the nose there.
That literally happened yesterday. I'm like, it would happen before I go get my desk job.
Yeah, but that's fine because you're 3 weeks out. You're nice and lean. You know, you're good, and that, you know, to me, that's it's what we want to see. You know, as fans.
We're working.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, prelims at 4, main card at 7 Eastern. We love that. So odds by way of DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, number 1, middleweight division, Jack Hermansson. I wish we had a recording of Darren Till every time to just say Jack. I'm not going to even do it justice to have him say Jack Hermansson. Anyway, I can't wait for this one. Edmund Shahbazyan, undefeated. Then he lost to Derek Brunson last August. Still 23 years old, facing the 32-year-old veteran, Jack Hermansson. Hermansson minus 162. Shahbazyan slight dog plus 130. Who's the Bic?
Man, this one's going to be big for Edmund. It's going to see how he comes back after his first loss. You know, it was one of those things where they're hyping him up. He was that next big star that they wanted to see. You know, Ronda Rousey manages him and everything like that. So, like, he was following in her footsteps. But he got handled last fight. Derek Brunson went in there. He showed you that he's not going to be no gatekeeper. And he broke him. I mean, I don't know if it's a weakness in Shahbazyan, but, like, he held him to the fence, took him down, beat him up a little bit. Shahbazyan, he's just one of those guys that comes out super hard and try every. So, I don't know if it's problem. So many finishes. So a cardio issue, but he says working the new strength coach now. He says he's fixing those things, but I don't know. I just feel like this is a bad fight to come back to because Hermansson is like basically the same type of style as Derek Brunson, where he's going to try to grab you, hold you, wear you down, and if he gets to the ground, he has better submissions than Brunson. So I think I'm going to go with Hermansson this one. I think that, you know, he's one of those guys, he got a really good chin, and if he grabs a hold of you, he'll get it to the ground if he has to. And if he has to pull guard, he'll pull guard. And we saw him tap out Gastelum with a leg lock. And you don't see those type of submissions like that. So,
all right. So going with the favorite in the first. Got it. So moving on, the next one, I'm excited for this one too. Women's strawweight division, the co-main event, Yan Xiaonan versus Carla Esparza. This line is really interesting if this is a current line. So on Monday on the Anik and Florian podcast, Yan was minus 167. Esparza was plus 135. So it's moved to a lot closer, almost a pick 'em here. So, and Cody, you said you did excellent work on the Anik and Florian podcast that you thought the line should be closer to minus 200, minus 250 for Yan, which I kind of agree with. Anyway, Jan 6-0 in the UFC, all by decision. No love for Carla. She's won 4 in a row. I guess the odds makers are giving her some love. So close fight here, Bully. Winner certainly could have a great chance at Rose Namajunas. I'm sure she and Pat Barry will be watching closely. Who do you got here?
First of all, let me say that was a great pronunciation right there. Because I was sitting there trying to, you have to do your homework. So I was studying and trying to pronounce Yan Xiaonan. And I sent it to my brother, and I was like, hey, say her name. And then the way he said it was like the worst pronunciation ever. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, hey, as long as mine sounds better than yours.
Hey, exactly. Well, hey, you're a close degree away. Oh, we got company. The Venezuelan vixen. What's up, Julianna?
Hey guys, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You know
What's up,
Mr.
Julianna?
Muhammad well.
Hey, how are you, Belal?
How you feeling? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's been quite some time. I've been dreaming and waiting and wishing and wondering, when is he gonna allow me on this podcast? I trained with the guy for freaking years and years and years, and he's never asked me on. So I'm like, must be the title fight.
No, I was waiting for the perfect contender. Now I got you. She's calling herself the baddest woman on the planet. So now it's like the winner is this. No, this
okay, that's what it was. All right, cool. Well, I'm happy to be here, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Well, we're happy to have you. And so for me, right, this is our 26th episode, and I'm telling you right now, I'm more excited to talk to you than anyone else who's been on the show, because in 2013, when I was watching you on The Ultimate Fighter with my wife, and so my brother's John Anik, he's my twin brother. So if you maybe made that connection, but so I remember watching you in 2013 and talking to my wife about Rousey's coaching her, right? But this is talking about you. This is the girl that could beat Rousey. That's what we were thinking and talking about when we were watching that show. Like because Rousey, no one was beating her at the time. And we were watching you on that show thinking, this girl is going to give Rousey trouble. So you're not the only one that thinks you're the toughest opponent for Amanda Nunes. I am right there with you. I'm so excited for you. August 7th probably feels closer to you than it does to the rest of us.
It's right behind your ear, boys. It's coming up quick.
Right?
Yeah, I did put the connection that you're John's brother. And it's an honor to Jason. And when I was on the show with Rhonda, she was the opposing coach and she hated my guts, probably because Misha and I knew each other. And at one point when the show was over, she told me, she says, you're going to give me a tougher fight than Misha Tate could ever dream about. But when that time comes, I'm still going to kick your ass. And I literally looked her in the eyes and I said, we'll see about that. And when I won the show, I called her out when I won the show, and she didn't want to fight me then. And then she, took her fights with Amanda. And then when I won, 7 in a row, I was calling out for the champ then. So I've just been constantly, I've been in the division just as long as Rhonda, just as long as Amanda. I've been in the division just as long as the rest of them, maybe short by 3 months, if that, since I was on the Ultimate Fighter, and they just got to go in on their own. But I definitely think you're right. I am the toughest matchup for Amanda. Styles makes fights, and I'm excited for the opportunity to show the world my skills.
Love it.
You're one of
Bully,
those girls, like,
you
you
got
don't see a
something
lot
for
of girls with good trash talk. Like, you're a girl, like, when you were on the Everyone show afterward, even on the mic after your last fight, like, when you called her out, I was, like, on point. And I was like, that's Chicago coming out of you. Like, where do you get that from? Like, where's your, just that on the mic?
I'm not trying to talk trash. I'm just speaking facts. Like this is my story, and these are things that have happened in my career, and these are things that I'm just pointing out. Like, look at the fights. Like, on paper might not make the most sense, but if you just watch the fights, look at her fights, look at my fights, it just makes the most sense to me. So I'm just calling it how I see it. I'm kind of like a no BS type of person anyways, and I kind of just call it the way that I see it, and this is the way that I see it. She says that she's cleaned out the division. She says that she's, just there's nothing left for her, and I'm the only one standing still, being like, you haven't cleaned out the division because I'm still here. I had a major injury, and I came back from it, and I won from 4 out of 5 in my knee. I had a baby, and I came back from it, and I won against a former world champion who got stripped of her belt. So I've been fighting the top competition in the division, and I'm still been able to get my hand raised. And so I'm the only one that she apparently wants me to go fight one more and get better and then fight her. But so, I mean, it's like, if it's not now, then when? You know what I mean? When are we going to do this? And so I'm not trying to talk crap. I definitely respect her. I think that she's, done so much for the sport, and she's probably an amazing person. It's nothing personal. This is business. And, let's go toe to toe and find out who the baddest woman is. Cause I believe that that's me. She believes that that's her. And so August 7th, we're going to find out.
See, that just hypes me up right there.
I'm also, I know.
Like that just hypes me up.
Well, so let me ask you a question. So obviously the fight against Valentina was a long time ago, January of 2017, I believe. So for you, and this may be a loaded question, but obviously that night for those of us who were watching you as fans, and for you, probably that night didn't go as you would have liked it to. So 4.5 years later, I'm sure a lot has changed for you as a mixed martial artist, and you're, in another spot that's going to be equally, if not bigger. I'm sure. I guess what's changed for you?
I definitely think that being in a hurry has changed. And also, I was winning that fight. I had it in my head, 17-time Muay Thai world champion. All I got to do is take this fight to the ground and it's over. I wasn't taking into account that, they are well-versed everywhere. It's mixed martial arts for a reason. And just because they're a 17-time Muay Thai world champion doesn't mean that they can't hit arm bars off their back. I was literally trying to punch a hole through her face when I got my arm caught. And with that being said, I think that, I was nullifying her Muay Thai. I put her into a position where she didn't want to be in, and I was winning that fight. And same thing can be said with Jermaine. She's, undefeated kickboxer. She's got all these accolades in striking. Well, I was backing her up in the striking, and I was winning in the, I don't know, going back, I just remember that I was punching her in the face, and it didn't seem like she liked it that much on the feet. She's supposed to be this, phenom. And I screwed up by, doing a horrible mistake. The same thing with Valentina, but I was winning the fight and I was on my way to a victory in both of those matches. And so I just think that being in a hurry is definitely something that has hindered my learning, but I've been learning in MMA, you know what I mean? I never started in any other sport other than MMA, and I'm purebred and just fighting in the UFC. And so, you make these mistakes, but you come back stronger, and those are things that you learn from, and you take that to the drawing board, figure out what you can do better and how you can slow yourself down in the process of a fight that's going a million miles an hour, and fix the mistakes and watch it come out on the other side in a victory.
I love it. Welcome, Kayla Harrison. Welcome to the fire. Sorry to throw you in. How
Kayla?
are you?
What you're talking about, but great answer. I totally agree.
She had another mic drop moment after your fight. But as I said, both of you guys, right after your last fights, when you guys talk, it just hypes me up because both of you guys speak with emotion, and it's like I believe you guys when both of you guys say I'm the best. I'm this. It hypes me up, and you don't see a lot of female fighters with that type of attitude.
And the old Kayla Harrison maybe didn't do it as much, right? Is that
Here's the cold hard truth. This is breaking news, all right, on your guys' show. I talk a ton of shit, but it's all in good fun, and it's all at the gym. My two best friends are Dan Lambert and Richie, the gym manager, and it's just because all they do is they're I call them my little hens. All they do is come to the gym and gossip and talk and make fun of people. And they're my best friends. It's pretty sad that these old men are my best friends, but it is what it is. All we do is talk about every fighter at ATT to their face. Also, it's all in good fun though. I tell everyone in the gym I can double leg them. I mean, I'm just Kyoji Horiguchi. I'm dude, I'd kill you in a fight. What are you talking about? You suck.
All right, well, let's get the trash talk started with the game show, Cody.
Oh my God. Okay, but.
All right, so you all fight in cages, so nothing to be nervous about here. All right.
Am I muted?
No, we got you.
Okay. Oh well. First of all, I just gave this whole spiel about how I am not an MMA aficionado, and I don't really know anything about MMA. So I'm not. I'm not going to talk any trash today at all. I'm just going to be yes, I suck. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, that's good. Belal, you'll be generous with your hints.
Yeah, I'll
given
give
the
a lot of hints to
circumstances.
this one.
Yeah.
She's literally grew up only doing MMA. Like, she's gonna kill me.
Well, and some of it, if it's lean in UFC, that's a disadvantage too. But either way, like I said, we're not in a cage, so you'll survive.
No, it's
All
all
right.
good.
All right, here we go. Mr. Mero, thank you. So the questions will go back and forth, kind of like Jeopardy. If you know the answer, shout bully. If you get the answer wrong, negative points. The points will go to your opponent. If you get it correct, you get the points. The high score wins. Enjoy.
All right, ladies, these are the categories for today. Name scramble. So these are all fighter names scrambled up. The letters are scrambled up. So you just got to unscramble the letters, and the first one you guys come up with whose name it is, just scream out bully. Who is she? These are guy fighters. You guys all know them. They're big name fighters with girl filters on them. So you got to tell me who the guy fighter is.
Okay.
This is a face mash. So these are two fighter faces mashed together. So you got to tell me which two fighters they are. And then nickname is the game. So I'm going to say the fighter. You got to tell me what their nickname. I'm going to say the nickname. You got to tell me who the fighter is.
Okay.
Julianna, you're here first. So this is like Jeopardy. You get to pick the first category, the first points. But either one of you guys should answer the question if you know the answer.
Okay. Face smash for 100, please.
Face smash for 100. So this is two fighter faces.
That's me. I got it. I know
Bully,
the answer.
bully.
I know the answer.
Bully.
Kayla said bully. You got to say bully. Kayla said
Oh,
That's definitely Kayla Harrison and Julianna Pena.
it. See, you're off to a good start.
okay,
Damn,
wait.
I
So if you
hate
know the
Julianna.
answer, you're supposed to say bully.
Yeah, if you know the answer, just say bully.
Okay, sorry, I missed that.
Okay.
No, you're fine. Kayla,
Okay.
it's keep. So you go.
We'll
you
do,
go next
we'll do face smash for 200.
for 200. So two fighter faces here.
Oh my
Shoot.
God.
I know that. I know one of them. Okay,
It's cross
bully.
promotion. I'll tell you this one.
Oh shit.
It's a cross promotion? No clue.
One's
I
UFC,
say-
one's a boxer.
Yeah, I
That's,
see
That's
that.
going to MMA.
Okay. Bully. I got Clarissa Shields and Misha Tate.
Boom.
Yeah. That's good. Good job.
That
I
was a
knew-
good one.
I didn't know who the other one was until you gave 37 hints.
All right, Juliana, you go next.
Name scrambles for 300.
Name scramble 300. All right, whose fighter name is this?
Bully.
Kayla.
I'm in this.
Boom. That was quick. Look at you all nervous. You ain't be no nervous. You know how to scramble
I mean,
letters. You're up, Kayla.
Oh, okay. Who is she for 200?
Who is she for 200? So this is a fighter. This is a guy.
Bully. Bully.
Yeah.
Bully.
Juliana.
Michael Chiesa.
Boom. How did you get that one? I thought that was gonna be super hard.
Good. That's good.
That was a hard one. I was like, there's no way they're gonna catch this one. You're up, Juliana.
Who is she for 300?
Who is she for 300?
It's an American Top Team shirt. Why don't I know this?
The guy.
He's a coach.
Who is Bully?
Bully.
Juliana.
Who's Mike Brown?
God.
Boom. How'd you let her get the coach?
Said bully, motherfucker.
She said it first. You blew that one, Kayla.
Okay, who is she for 400?
Who is she for 400? This is a hard one.
Oh my God. What the fuck? I'm not gonna guess because I don't want to go backwards. Like I'm not even gonna take a guess.
He fought last weekend.
Who is she? Bully.
Juliana.
Benil Dariush?
Oh,
You're
that's
a beast at this one. I didn't do
Yeah.
that.
I
You're a
need to use-
killer.
more. This is like I have no idea whatsoever. I'm just like,
You're up,
Okay,
Juliana.
name scrambles for 400.
Name scramble 400.
I know, Bully.
Juliana.
Chris Cyborg.
oh, nice.
That was good. She's
Damn, I'm giving
quick.
Anik-
All right, she's running away with it. Come
down,
on, Kayla.
Juliana. Slow the fuck down.
Sorry. Face mash for 400.
Face mash 400.
Bully.
Juliana.
Claudia Gadelia and Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Ah, it was Dern.
Dang it.
All right.
Well, she gets my points if I get it wrong. That's messed
I'm gonna
up.
let you beat yourself.
Kayla, you got the points, and you pick next.
Name scrambles for 200.
Name scramble for 200.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Bully.
Kayla.
I don't know how to say the last. Oh, Charles Oliveira.
Boom, you got it.
I was like, ravioli? Like,
She's got help. That's not fair.
Comeback City. You're up, Kayla.
fuck. Nickname is the game for 200.
Nickname is the game. Who
Hey,
is
bully.
Juliana?
Misha Tate.
I said bully. Am I
You said it-
delayed?
That was close. She said it first a little bit. Jason, can I get some backup?
Yeah, I mean, you were correct, but you know, Kayla, you could be delayed either way. You know, you were correct, bully.
Face mash for 300.
Oh god.
Okay.
You won.
Bully. Can
Juliana.
I go?
Yeah.
Valentina Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes.
Oh yeah.
Man, you've been killing these. You're good with these filters.
I quit. Can I just quit?
Come on, Kayla. You're a gold medalist. We don't quit.
Nickname in the game for 400. Oh, bully.
Bully.
Juliana.
Ronda
I'm
Rousey.
saying it instantly.
She's like, don't hurt me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just going by what I hear first.
Nickname in the game for 300. Bully.
Bully.
That was me. I'm sorry. That's Holly Holm.
I'm sorry, Kayla.
I'm not even gonna say it anymore. I've said it 37 times. Who's this?
Who is this?
Oh, bully.
Kayla.
Is it Dustin Poirier?
There you go. We're back on the board.
That was a good one. I couldn't tell that.
He was not a bad looking little girl right there.
Oh my god, I got my ass whooped. This is so embarrassing. I'm
All
gonna
right,
have to,
well, we got some more questions to save face.
buy trivia books about MMA or something.
Bully.
Juliana.
Conor McGregor.
Boom.
Bully.
I don't want to get hurt, so I'm gonna say Kayla.
No, go ahead. Just say Juliana.
You can have it.
That was a really great game. Your winner, Julianna Pena. How does it feel to be the RTS champion, soon to be UFC champion? The floor is yours.
Somebody pinch me. Is this real life?
This feels worse than when I lost the world championships in judo in 2015. This feels worse. No.
I was gonna say you never came in second in a big spot, so this you don't need to worry about this for sure.
Up at night.
Thank you, ladies. That was awesome. Hey, Juliana, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Kayla, if we could have you on a little bit longer to talk to you a little bit more.
Now that I've lost, I really don't want to.
Okay, wait. So I can go.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for having me.
Nice to meet you. Good luck,
Kayla.
August 7th.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Take care. So good. Now that that's over,
Fucking said bully so many times. I must be delayed. But okay, all right. I'm letting it go.
you must be, and the competitive juices flowing from you are second to none.
I'm sweating. That's how angry I am.
I love it. I love it.
Oh god.
Yeah, but they see it doesn't. You don't get your ass whooped in real life, so it's all good. You know, it's an honor to have you on for real.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Seriously.
Good stuff.
So
couple
Bully,
questions that I had for you. How was the 17-day, what is it, 13-day quarantine you guys do before you fight?
17 days.
17.
Well, so I just don't personally agree with it. I don't want to talk too much crap, like, obviously.
Trust me, I don't. I'm sitting there like, but why? Like, it makes
No,
no sense to me.
everyone is kind of just like, but why? There's no science behind 17 days. I actually had to bring my kids because no one can watch them. So I was in a bubble for 17 days with 2 kids.
wow.
Yeah.
That is,
Wow.
and the way you still came out with a dominant performance, so that's
Well,
amazing.
it was because I was so angry. I just kept saying in my head, like, blame it on her, blame it on her, blame it on her.
So-
But yeah, no, it was interesting. They've dropped it down now to 12 days for the next one, so hopefully that's a little bit better.
So is your next fight on the book? So you're gonna win the $1 million, and then hopefully we're gonna see you in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. But so is your next fight on the books, or?
Yeah, I fight June 25th.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
A couple weeks after you, Belal.
Okay. So
Are
she'll
you-
be in
wait.
quarantine anyway.
Where'd you fight?
I'm June 12th against Damian Maia.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that. Sorry. See what I mean? I don't know any. Like I don't.
Hey,
I was
but
gonna
that's
say,
all
do you
right.
watch it? Like, I feel like you watch the other companies like UFC or Bellator.
No, I do. But when you have like, I feel like I only have a limited amount of space in my brain. And when you have 2 kids and you're trying to be the best in the world the way you do, like the space, you just kind of like nothing else matters. You know, like it comes in and it goes out.
I hear you. I can totally relate. You know, my brother obviously is embedded in the UFC, but for me, I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. And for me, if you want to know the truth, I got to do some hustle to prepare for this show. I'm not as versed in all, so I'm right there with you, girl. I'm trying to catch up with all these people. So you're not alone.
I actually just recently did I did an audition to be the commentator for the Olympics for judo. They contacted me and wanted me to do it and asked me to audition, and I was like, yeah, sure, sounds good. Let's do it after my fight. And then they like sent over all this research because they picked specific matches for me to commentate that had already happened at the last Olympics. And I was like, oh, I don't need to do research. Like, it'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, the day of the audition, I was like, holy shit. Like, I actually opened the research and looked at it, and it was like,
Oh wow.
I was like, oh my God. So I probably blew that too, but you know, whatever. I'm going to
Hey,
fight.
maybe you did.
Doing
Well, that's good for Belal. So Bilal's making his desk analyst debut tomorrow. So that was perfect for him to hear right before his big desk day. Yeah.
And it's funny because she was saying that because I was sitting there saying, oh, I know everything about Cody. I know everything about Rob Fonda. Like, I'll be good this weekend. But now she's saying that, I'm like, all right, maybe I should go check their emails right now because they keep sending me all these packets. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't even know all of this.
It's just good to have it fresh in your mind, just like so it'll be at the tip of your tongue. If there's a pause in the action or whatever, like it's good to have little tidbits about Cody, about Rob, like whatever, you know, just have it fresh in your mind.
But Bully also too, like you could be sure that, you know, once it's over, you move on to the next, you know, like, and that's my brother's philosophy. He gets ripped every time forever. You know what I mean? Just move on. Bilal, your brain is great for it. It's like a steel trap. You just remember a lot about these fights. So it'll serve you well, you know? And Kayla, I'm sure you did just fine.
And the first one was really brutal. Like I was like, oh my God. But then after that, I just kind of said, all right, I'm letting my hair down, and I got into it, and then it was good. But yeah. You're gonna be great.
Are you one of those perfectionists? Like even for me, when we'll leave the show right now and I'll go back and be like, man, I should have asked this or I should have said that. Like even with just like a podcast show, and I'll be like, I should have did this or I should have did that. Like, are you that with everything too?
100%. Like I will be up at night thinking about how I got my ass whooped.
Thinking about filters.
Thinking about face filters and how I need to like just go up to everyone at the gym and like make all of them girls.
Well, so I have to just ask you, because there's one thing I heard you say with Ariel Helwani about training with a girl in France, and then she was the one you beat for the gold medal. And I just would like you to tell me a little more. That's unbelievable to me. Like that whole process. So was it shortly before the actual competition that you were there with her?
Yeah. So I mean, judo is obviously, there's a tournament system. So you fight in all of these different international competitions in order to qualify for the Olympics. Usually each country has their top or main competitor. So you end up competing against the same girls a lot. Like I've probably fought the Brazilian 16 times or something like that. Competed for 16 times. But one of the things that they do after a major international event is they have what they call a training camp. So for 3 days after the tournament, all the countries come together and they do judo version of sparring. They do randori. So for years, you're going to these tournaments, you're going to these training camps. And in the United States, especially, we don't have a huge judo program. We don't have, the bodies that Japan has, the bodies that Brazil has. So we needed to use those training camps to get better. I mean, I just I didn't have girls to go with. I was going with guys. We did that for years. And actually, Audrey and I became really good friends that way. The judo community is pretty tight. But yeah, I mean, you're literally like, you could win the Paris Grand Slam and then the next day, like, get bombed in front of everyone on the mats by the person who you beat in the Paris Grand Slam.
Wow.
It was all good, like it's a lot about respect. And I think the thing that I loved so much about judo and that I miss a little bit is one of the key principles is mutual benefit, right? So like you only get better as you help everyone else around you get better. And I know for a fact that without, the French girl, Audrey, the Brazilian girl, Myra, the Japanese girl, Ogata, like I know for a fact that if I didn't have them pushing me to be better, I would have never reached my full potential.
Awesome.
When you go back into MMA, so now that you have Clarissa Shields obviously in your promotion now, they're trying to hype her up, but like I feel like with you, even though like you're a champion, you're a Olympic champion, like I feel like they're losing sight on you a little bit when they should be promoting you a lot more because you're a champion. Then you just had a dominant performance, you dominated everybody, you're undefeated, but they're coming with this girl. Well, let's see what Clarissa does. Is that like motivating? Like you said, is that pushing you to go harder now even more?
No. I mean, to be honest, like I don't really consider us competition at this point in her career. Like she's never had an MMA fight. And you can hype people up as much as you want, but how many times have we seen that bubble be burst? Like it's just, it doesn't matter. Everything's different when you get in that cage and close the door, like has she ever had someone on her back? Has she ever done this? Has she ever had someone kick her in the head? Like, and I know Clarissa and I like Clarissa and I know she's preparing adequately and I know she's going to be great. But it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm just going to be so good. You can't ignore me. I'm just going to keep going out there and doing my thing. And, I feel like there is no hype behind me. Like I haven't skipped any steps. I haven't, blown up overnight. I haven't become this international crazy superstar who doesn't have time to train anymore. Like, no, I put my emphasis on training and winning. Those things are my priority and my kids. Everything else comes second to that. And because of that, I know I'm going to be successful. Ultimately, I know that time will show what I'm capable of.
Yeah, you made a good point too, where like, I feel like everybody's trying to say Clarissa, but like she hasn't fought yet, and then you don't even know even if she does one MMA fight. What if she's done after that? Go back to boxing because, like you said, people don't like to get kicked in the leg. People don't like to get wrestled. It's not a comfortable spot. Like you could train it all the time, but like when it's the real deal, it's a whole different thing. When you're getting real shin to thigh, like it doesn't feel good. It's like you're like, well, maybe I'll go back to boxing. I was the best over there, so why do I want to KT?
Really tired and then you have to grapple for like there's nothing worse than being exhausted and then someone laying on top of you or like double take you. Like it's the most annoying, terrible, like helpless feeling in my opinion when you're exhausted in the world. But I mean, I think hopefully she's training right. Hopefully she doesn't have what I like to call yes men around her. People who just blow her up. I think it's important to have people who keep it real with you and tell you like, hey, you're slacking off, or hey, no, like you need to do that again. But she's also very, internally driven. So I just hope she has I'm sure I've never been to Jackson Wings, but I'm sure that they're, doing good stuff over there. And yeah, I'm excited for her debut. I am. I think that the timing is maybe not great for us to ever fight. So I don't really consider myself more of a mentor for her than anything. at this point. Who knows? There's so many variables. Like, she literally hasn't fought yet.
Yeah, that's another big deal. You say with having kids now, is it a lot different now? Like, are you taking them with you to practices and things like that? Because I know I train with Julianna. Julianna literally brings her daughter to every single practice, so like she sees everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like cool seeing that. So like,
yeah, it is. I mean, I brought him to the damn bubble,
yeah.
No, they come to the gym with me. Like Mako, my coach Steve Mako. I'm sure you guys. He's the bear. He has 5 kids. So, and they're always on the mats. They're always running around. They're always like going crazy. And Kayla, my niece, who's my niece daughter. I don't know what to call her.
That works.
Around his girl's age. So they get along great. Emery, who is 2, I'm a little worried about because he started he sees me at the gym practicing and doing stuff and like working out, but he started like ground and pounding his stuffed animals. And then he'll come up to me and he'll go boom boom, and I'm like, oh. And he goes to school a couple days a week. And the teachers told me, like, there's all boys in the class, and they said, we're having a little bit of a problem with hitting. So we kind of have to talk to kids about, we read a book every morning about we don't hit, and we don't. And I'm like, I am such a hypocrite. Like, what am I supposed to say to him? Don't do that, but watch Mom.
So you had a 2-year-old with you in the bubble?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's unbelievable. I don't even know what to say when I think about that. But it is interesting because I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I want them to watch their uncle. So it's like I try to bring him out for the open real quick, and then he stopped talking, and then it's just vicious. And I'm trying to tell them that they're not hurt, what they're seeing. But it is.
They don't watch my fights or anything.
Yeah. But it is an interesting thing because like John's 9-year-old absolutely sits and watches with him. I don't know what he's explained to her, but he likes watching it with her. It's what daddy does. And it's sort of, if you frame it in the right way, it's mixed martial arts. There's a lot of good in that,
Kayla, my niece, did judo in Ohio before she moved here with me. So we're actually going to start. She keeps American Top Team's still closed to the public. Because she was doing jujitsu and she would come stay with me. She was doing all of it, and she really, really enjoys it. So I talked to Mako actually, and his girls. He wants his boys who are wrestlers to do judo, and he kind of tricked me by saying, "Hey, you still want Kayla to do judo, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, why don't the girls and Kayla do judo?" And I was like, "Okay, great." He's like, "I'll bring the boys too." And I was like, "Oh, it's Greco season. I get it." Yeah. But we're probably going to start doing judo class every Friday nights or something like that. But I think martial arts are so great for kids. It's something that all sports are good for kids for sure, because sports emulate life, but martial arts especially. There's something about the discipline of it, the self-respect, the respect of others, that really, I think, can change a kid's life. Also, the self-defense aspect of it. It's just like, I don't know. I think every kid should be in some form of martial arts from a young age.
I hear you. Well, and Belal hear me talk about all the time, all the fighters, and my brother more than me, but all the fighters we meet, all the people we talk to, there's a common denominator where just like incredible people, incredible person after incredible person, and different types of people. But I've met some amazing grounded individuals who I've learned a lot from. And I'm 42, and like Belal, we met in September doing this show. I can tell you how much I've learned from Belal. You know what I mean? So it's awesome. But we're excited. Thank you so much for being on. We can't wait to watch your, I know you got an exciting couple years ahead right now. So we'll be watching for sure.
If you don't have me back though, like give me maybe a year to study and then have me come back. I'm going to watch every UFC card. I'm going to watch every PFL card. I'm going to watch every Bellator card. I'm going to watch every Titan card. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to go do all kinds of face filters on every fighter I meet at every show. I will be back better than ever.
Love it. You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. Good to meet you. You too. That was fun.
That was really good. Man, she's so competitive. It's awesome.
It's great. Yeah, she's pissed. Hey, Cody. Where? So we didn't finish the Bix, right? We didn't do the main event, did
Oh
we?
yeah. No,
So did
I didn't even do the co-main event yet. So
right. We didn't pick it. So let's squeeze that in, right? So we were talking about the pronunciation. Then yeah. So this fight's pretty close. Who do you got?
I don't know. It's one of those things where, Carla, she comes out with the same style every fight. You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna try to take you down, and she gets desperate a lot of the time with it, where she'll shoot from super far out. Jan, we saw her get taken down the last fight against Carla, the first round. Claudia, the first round. She controlled her basically that whole first round, but then the second and third round, I don't know if it was Claudia gassing or Jan figuring it out, but maybe getting taken that take down the fence is not one of her strong points. But I know she's been working with Team Alpha Male, and she's strong. She has really good striking, way better striking than Carla. It all depends on if she'll be able to stay on the outside and, pick her apart from there. But I think I'm gonna go with Jan for this one. She's an exciting fighter. I like her. She's big. She's strong, and she's like I said. I saw she's working with Alpha Male. I think she's been in the States for at least 4 or 5 weeks. I heard in an interview. So, she's prepared. I feel like where it's not one of those she's gonna come jet lagged or anything like that.
I hear you there. Well, and I know Cody probably agrees, given where the line has moved, given where he thought it would be. So anyway, main event. My boy Rob Font from Boston against Cody Garbrandt. Another dude I'm a big fan of. Close fight, pick him. So we got former Remember the Show guest versus former UFC champion. So so quickly, Garbrandt hasn't fought since knocking out Rafael Assuncio. That was June of last year, so about a year off. So Font's last loss, interestingly enough, came against Assuncio. That was July of 18, but then he's won 3 straight. Good competition. Sergio Pettis, Ricky Simon, Marlon Moraes, 3 solid wins for him. I love these spots in the UFC. You got the number 3 guy versus the number 4 guy. And obviously that division is pretty clogged up at the top. So ultimately the winner of this fight, I think, has a chance to make some noise. The loser, it's going to be a tough track. So who do you have here, sir?
Yeah, this is one of those tough ones where it's like, Font's really, I feel like he came to his own after that Sergio fight where people started realizing, all right, well, this guy's good. Maybe he is something. And then you saw him knock out Moraes, who's tough. He's on a little bit of a losing streak, but he hurt him bad with the jab, and he's so good with his boxing, so crisp, and he's he fights very smart where he picks and chooses. I think he has the 4th most knockouts in bantamweight history. Wow. So people really don't know him because he doesn't post a lot on social media, and he doesn't fight very often. But that could be a good thing too because he doesn't get hurt a lot. He doesn't get take a lot of damage in fights. Cody, Cody's coming out hard. He's excited after that last knockout, the knockout of the year. Then he had his little whole COVID mishap when he was supposed to be fighting for Figueiredo. So let's see how he comes back off of that. I know that he was saying he had a whole lot of really bad, vertigo. And I think he tore his bicep or something too. So we're going to see how he comes back off this injury. But, Cody's exciting. That power, man, he just has that Francis Ngannou power at 35, and all it takes is one shot. But Font's so good with Chris with his boxing. Man, I think I'm going to go with Cody this one. He's been working with Mark Henry. Mark Henry had him fighting a lot smarter the last fight against the Assuncio. He was doing a lot more feints, being a little bit more patient. I just want to see him be more patient because the guy has super fast hands, and he just needs to use them more. When he lets his hands go with combinations, if one of them land, they could hurt anybody. He doesn't need to be forcing that knockout. I think he got to the point where, he hurt Dillashaw, and then the second round he got knocked out. So then the second fight he came out right away trying to knock him out. Then he ended up getting knocked out. Then even in the Munoz fight, he just started seeing red. And he was just going straight for the knockout instead of being smart, keeping your combinations going. If you're faster than everybody at 35, so just your punches landing are going to hurt them. It doesn't need to be power. These are 4-ounce gloves. So you just landing on him is going to hurt them. And I think Rob Font, we've seen him hurt before against Munoz, and he's been hurt to the body before against Ricky Simon. So, and we saw what just happened with his teammate, Calvin Cater, his teammate and best friend, how he put volume on him. So I feel like if that's a weakness for his teammate, I think it's going to be a weakness for him. So if Cody comes out, puts volume on him, I think he can win this.
Always like when the main events are as close like this, but certainly I think Garbrandt, if he can manage the emotions, it's always exciting, the former champs. But at the same time, Rob Font from Boston, we'd like to see him represent down the road in that division. Anyway, we're coming up on an hour, episode 26 in the books. I'm glad we didn't have a week off. Good luck tomorrow night, bro. I'll be watching.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I'm not gonna be wearing the Crocs for everybody asking, but I will be wearing Jordans. So tune in, guys.
Oh, I will. Well, hey, remember the show in the books. Cody Merrow, thank you as always. For Belal, remember the name Muhammad. I'm Jason Anik. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Have a good night.
Peace.